Really a matter of price and their ability to get their operation up and running quickly that stopped you.
Yes, I mean, I think a number of people will have put forward proposals for the brand.
But you weren't messing around. This was a serious thought in your head that you could do something with
absolutely.
that name.
Well, it was because our background with vouchercodes.co.uk is money saving. It's trying to find people the best offers, and we felt that one of the things that really resonated with Woolworths customers was value. And because that's what we've always done, we thought we could give it, potentially a breath of fresh air. But I think that, Shop Direct sounds like they've got some great ideas for it. And hopefully we'll be working with them on voucher codes.
I'm sure they'll be listening to that pitch for business as well. Retailing online is so ruthless in terms of pricing. I assume that if you had taken over the business, I assume that now they running the business are going to have to look at what was charged in old Woolworths stores and say, that was too high, we need to sell for less.
Absolutely. I think they need to look at, what's popular with consumers at the moment, which is money-saving voucher codes. When Woolworths was running previously, we had them on the site and we had some great codes for toys, which, again, were hugely popular for Woolworths. And I think when they relaunch it in the summer, they should look to put out some money-saving voucher codes because that's what the consumers really want. They want to hunt out the best deals and get a discount.
All right, Duncan, thanks very much. We'll hear more from you as the programme progresses. Vouchercode.co.uk, it's one of the growing number of websites where you can get money off vouchers. Duncan, come over and join me. How this works is going to be of interest to anyone. How you are able to offer customers lower prices and yet the companies on whose behalf you're offering still make money as well. How do you square that?
Well, vouchers are really flexible. So the great thing about them is, as a retailer, they can decide to launch a voucher code on our site for a day, a week, a month. They can also pick a certain category. So someone like Dixons, who we work closely with, they might do 5% off, say, digital cameras, or 2.5% off laptops where there's not as much margin. So very flexible. So really, when we're working with a retailer, we let them decide, where they can afford to give discount and work very closely with them to pass that on to the customer.
And the point for the retailer is what? Is it simply to get more people doing business with them?
Absolutely. I mean, the credit crunch, the recession, all the things that are going on in the economy, consumers are looking for a discount and they're not willing to part with money unless they get that extra edge. So on vouchercodes.co.uk, you can go on, find one of these coupons, enter it at the checkout and really get a discount. It's tangible.
And yet in the middle, you still make your profit as well. It suggests that if they are still making money and you are still making your cut as well, that the original profit margin on the items was pretty fat to begin with.
It depends, yeah. I mean, one of the things that some retailers do is they will only offer a discount when a certain amount spend. So we have some things like for Valentine's 12% off at Interflora over £25. But that doesn't really affect the customer too much because they're going to be spending that much on flowers anyway. So retailers play with, how much discount they give and what kind of discount it is.
All right. This isn't the first business that you've been in. You are still in your mid-20s, but you and your brother have been, well, I've saw in the note somewhere that you've been in 4 or 5 businesses up to now.
That's right, yeah.
Your first one started at a very, very young age indeed. Tell me a bit about that.
Yeah, I started that from my bedroom. I was a classic bedroom entrepreneur. And it was a domain name registration hosting company, so register myname.com, get a website, and that's really how I got started on the internet.
But your brother tells of one that you started even much younger than that. You must have been about, what, 6 or 7 years old?
Oh, right. That would
he talks about you taking all his stuff and then trying to sell it in your own front room.
Yeah, that was, I forget about that one, because that was early. Yeah, that was my shop, and I think that had the highest margins because everything was free.
You may have forgotten about it. I get the feeling that he hasn't forgotten about it at all.
He's still better, a little bit bitter.
Does it suggest that if you are going to be an entrepreneur, you know at a very young age that is what you want to do?
I mean, I think I always knew I wanted to do my own thing and my own business, but I was very lucky in terms of the age that I was when the internet came out because it presented such a good opportunity for entrepreneurs because you didn't have to have this physical presence, this big shop. With voucher codes, we launched it in 4 months and it's already one of the fastest growing websites in the UK.
But if you've now launched so many businesses in such a short period of time, what happens? Do you get bored with the business that you'd set up? Do you bring in other people to run them? Do you sell them? What are you doing?
It depends. I mean, some of the businesses we've worked on, like travellibrary.com, which was a travel site, we built that up with some other people, and we sold it to Expedia. WeLoveLocal.com, another site we worked on, and built that up to a certain point and sold it to GCAP. Sometimes we keep businesses running. We've got a very successful search marketing business, which we run. We've got 25 staff in London. It really depends, but I think sometimes for entrepreneurs, you get to the stage where it makes sense to potentially look at, handing it over to a larger company who has the resource to take it to the next level.
Okay, Duncan, thank you very much. We'll talk a little bit more about some practical tips on how best to use vouchers a little bit later in the programme. Now, Duncan, you are recently married.
That's
when
right.
you heard some of these money-saving tips, did you think, oh gosh, I wish we'd done that?
Absolutely. Well, my wife did a brilliant job actually planning the wedding, and she was very cost conscious.
Good boy, that's exactly the thing you have to say.
Now, if I'd had your idea of making it a ticketed event, I think I would have been even happier. But
there are, as far as we know, no discount vouchers that can be used for weddings?
No, we do have them. We've had them for wedding companies. For flowers, we have them at the moment, 12% off at Interflora. We have lots of different vouchers that can be used, especially for gifts.
And on Wedding Saving Expert, we negotiate discounts with wedding suppliers to so that our readers can get money off as well.
Don't be shy about doing that as well. All right, okay, both of you, Lucy and Duncan, thanks very much. Before we go, Liz Burgess says that they're celebrating her mum, Bridie's 69th birthday, and her mum's glad that they're snowed in so that she can watch us instead of going out for lunch. Well, Bridie, congratulations and happy day for you and your family. We are back at 12:30 tomorrow. It's Tuesday, so we're looking at technology. See you then. Bye-bye.